everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Tamika, and today you're in for a treat. Since my last video where I was preparing a meal, I've been getting a few requests for more. So I said, today I'm going to be cooking one of my favorite dishes, which is lobster rundown with pasta with a twist, because it is made from sweet potato flour instead of wheat. As I think I have mentioned in my past video, I try to keep my food more along the healthy side. So I have something called sweet potato vermicelli. I'll show it to you. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. This should be really exciting, and I hope that you try it. Okay, so here I have my lobster tails. I'm going to actually cut them open and remove the meat. So I'm cutting open the lobster shells so that I can extract the meat and also remove the main vein. I use my chopper. Helps you to move a bit faster. Search for that vein. Take it out. This lobster looks like it's pregnant. I see some little eggs in there. I'm removing them. You have some people who like eggs. I do not. If these are not eggs, then it must be sand. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm going to remove them. All right. Then I am going to ease the meat out of the shell. Like so. There you go. Just lift it. Put your finger underneath the meat and lift. Then pull. Then I'm going to wash it and apply some seasoning. Then I will dispose of the shells and the vein. Great. Okay, so here I'm gonna wash my lobster meat. Make sure it's clean. Drain it a little. Then I'm going to squeeze a bit of lemon juice in there to ensure that it is really fresh and clean. So fresh and so clean. I'll leave that in there. Let it sit for about 2 minutes and then come back for it. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the lobster into some chunks so that I have some nice meaty pieces. For the most part, I'm going in between the little spaces until the spaces get too small. Lovely. I want some really nice chunks of lobster meat for this rundown. After cutting them up, I'm going to season them a bit. Here we are. Time for seasoning. To season, I'll be adding 4 ingredients. Firstly, salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. A bit of black pepper. A bit of cayenne pepper, because you know I like things spicy. And a bit of garlic powder. This will bring out the flavor. Okay, so now that the lobster meat has been seasoned, I'm going to massage it in. It's always important to massage your meat and massage the seasonings into the meat so that they can marinate and get all the way in. Okay, lovely. I'm going to set this aside and then prepare my vegetables. Okay, so in the interest of time, I went ahead and cut up my vegetables. I like to have vegetables in my rundown. It makes it more healthy, and the vegetables generally add a nice flavor. So here I have white onions, red onions or purple onions, a bit of garlic. I cut up some carrots. I have snow peas, a bit of sweet pepper, some Scotch bonnet pepper, a few fresh leaves of basil, and some radish that I cut up. And I'm going to be adding them at various stages of the cooking process because, as you know, carrots will take a little bit longer to get soft. Snow peas, you put them in last because you want them crispy, you don't want them to cook out. So everything will be added in stages. Okay, so in the meantime, while the lobster is set aside and marinating in the seasoning, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my sweet potato vermicelli as well as my coconut milk. Okay, so here we have the sweet potato vermicelli. As you can see, it's Korean. This is what the noodles look like. What I'm gonna do is bring some water to a boil and then add them to the pot and let them stay there for maybe about 5 minutes. I want to get them al dente so that they're not too soft, just right. Okay, so while I wait for the water to boil, I'm preparing my coconut milk. Here I've made it really thick because I want a really strong flavor of the coconut. It's very rich. Okay, so the water is now boiling. I can go ahead and add a little bit of oil as well as the vermicelli. A little oil so that the noodles don't stick. All right. Then I'm going to add them to the pot. All right, there we go. So these are going to stay here for about 5 minutes. I'll check the texture of them to make sure that they are not too soft. Okay, so our vermicelli is at the right texture now. As you can see, it's al dente. I'm going to drain the water off and set it aside and then get to the lobster. Okay, so it's time for the fun part, the actual lobster rundown. So I'm gonna get my pot. Let me do that right now. I'm going to be using this pot. It's a wok, one of my favorite pots. Okay, so now we're at my favorite part, which is the coming together of all the ingredients. We've prepared everything, so now we're gonna put it together. It's gonna be like magic. Okay, so as per usual, I'm gonna use my coconut oil. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some onions, my carrots, and the Scotch bonnet. I'm going to let these saute maybe for 2 minutes and then I'm going to add the lobster in. Now we add the lobster. And we're going to toss it lightly. We're not going to allow it to fully cook before we add the other ingredients. I'm just tossing it to get all the flavors from the onion, carrot, and pepper infused. I'm going to also now add the garlic. Okay, so now that the lobster is semi-cooked, just semi-cooked, I'm going to add the coconut water. And then let the lobster and all the seasonings marinate in the coconut milk. Okay, so here we are now. This is what we're looking like. I'm going to add some more of my vegetables. I'm going to add all except for the snow pea. So I'm adding my radishes, my purple onion, my sweet pepper. I'm leaving the snow peas and the basil for the last bit. I'm also going to add the sweet potato vermicelli now. So that it can merge with the lobster rundown and you have a lovely one-pot meal. Awesome. It's looking beautiful. All the colors are so vibrant. Okay, so before I add the last bit of vegetables, I'm going to taste it just to see if I need any salt added. All right, just a bit of salt, not too much. Lovely. Now I'm going to add the rest of the vegetables, which is the snow peas and the basil. Beautiful. And then I'll turn this off in about a minute. Lovely. Okay, so I'm all ready to go to serve my dinner now. I am so excited. Okay, so here is our yummy lobster rundown with sweet potato vermicelli. I can't wait. Okay, so it's time to chow down now. All right, let me taste the lobster. You know, the most important part, the lobster. Mm-hmm. At the right tenderness. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh Lord. Oh Lordy. All right, some of the sweet potato vermicelli. Mm. Mm. The warmth and the coconut milk, the rundown. It's just so soothing to my soul. Wow. I feel like I put too much in my dish. I don't know if I can eat all of it off, but I'm sure gonna try. Mmm. Mmm. Let me try the snow peas. I love snow peas. I love the crispy texture of snow peas when you do it at the right, um, when you cook it to the right spot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the right spot. That is the right spot. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Please go ahead and try this meal. I love it. It's one of my favorite dishes to have. So if you do try, please come back to the video, leave a comment, let me know how it went. I'm really interested to hear, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Yum.